Thank you, Bev. Thank you for the opportunity to share my opinions on what's happening in Myanmar and currently about the Supreme Court decision to accept the appeal, the three appeal cases of Daw Aung San Suu Kyi. Um, well, it is, before I talked about how significant it is, I like to highlight on the fact that the purpose of the coup, the failed coup that the military junta has done, is to gain the absolute and consolidated power over the sovereign state of Myanmar. So therefore, I am deeply concerned about the fact that they are trying to trick the international community into thinking, believing that they are trying to, bring peace and rule the country under the justice and legal proceeding, um, which is absolutely, in a Burmese way, we would say, is gin tere, means that they are putting a lot of ginger over the curry dish that is already off. So we must, therefore, I'm really deeply concerned for the fact that we must not duped into their tricks and their political plots in trying to gain that political advantages over it, especially the recent atrocities that they have committed over the PCG massacre in Kambaloo Township. And just today at 2 p.m. Yangon time, they have the fighter jet has went out to the same area that they have bombed and airstrikes on the innocent civilians in the village on the 11th of April, but they did it again at 2 p.m. today. That's what we have been told, but we still don't know the casualty in that area yet because no one can reach that area at this stage.
Yeah, look, I know, and to that point, we have covered, this terrible crisis in Myanmar on this program. So it's interesting to see why a decision like this has been allowed now, potentially, as we know that they are going to go to what they call elections soon. Do you think this is, to your point, to give the appearance that there is a fair system operating?
Yes, exactly. You're right. Because currently, junta officials were invited to the workshop held in Timor-Leste. And we wrote a letter to the president of the Timor, Jose Ramos Horta, that the workshop like that to educate the junta in the hope that they can bring peace into Myanmar, in the hope that the junta will be holding the fair and free election, is just all on the front to gain the election, and it will not happen because if you think about Myanmar and if you think about the junta, what they are doing is they are using the court proceeding to, obscure the arbitrary nature of their imprisonment and killing of the political prisoner. And they think that they are not just the law, they think that they are above the law. So if you think about the judges in the Supreme Court, they are not going to be independent. They will be told as how the junta instruct them. So these are not legitimate proceedings. These are not, the country is definitely not under justice.
Yeah. So do you think that there's no chance that this is just a charade? There's no chance that she's going to get a fair hearing?
Yes, exactly. Because this is just a charade. And if you think about the junta attempting to rule the country, it's the power without the justice, and that is tyrannical. And that's what the Myanmar people are suffering. They are being oppressed. The junta is committing atrocity every single day. And then we've got news that Supreme Court just suddenly, all of a sudden, they have accepted the appeal cases by the lawyer of Daw Aung San Suu Kyi. It's definitely a charade. You said it very right, Bev.
Well, we will watch with interest. I know people have said that, Timor-Leste should retract the invitation. Do you think really it's going to make any difference in the long run whether they go or not?
It certainly will, because what the President Jose is doing is that it is lending a credential to the junta. So the President Jose should certainly, and most importantly, and immediately retract the invitation, because we cannot allow the junta not even to have any tiny bit of recognition, officiating in this kind of workshop. Therefore, it is very important, and it's very important for the movement for Myanmar people to be able to attain the democracy.
Yeah. Mon Zin, appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Beth.